In 2 days' time, this sleepy Wiltshire hillside will transform into the biggest, baddest two-stroke dirt bike festival in the world. Welcome to Foxhill. Welcome to the Vets Motocross Destinations. For 2022, the Field of Dreams has been replaced by the Valley of Happiness. Buckle up, because what you're about to witness might just be the greatest two-stroke dirt bike race on Earth. So the VMXdN is a celebration of all things vintage and two-stroke motocross. There's bikes of all ages, riders of all ages competing around this awesome track here at Foxhill all weekend long. But the main event, the main reason that most of the spectators have come to watch is the Nations team race, where we're going to see great champions from all across the world go head to head in a team event for all the marbles, all the glory. It is stacked and it is going to be an awesome display of two-stroke motocross racing. I can't wait. Let's go meet the riders. Let's get the action underway. The hometown heroes. Leading the way for GB, we've got the legendary Kurt Nicoll. Mel Pocock heroically steps up last minute to replace Tommy Searle. And rounding out the local lads, we've got the British Bulldog, Brad Anderson. Next, we've got the reigning champions. Wearing the number 1 is the Crockstar, Gordon Crockard. He's joined by the CR500 master, Neville Bradshaw, and the new boy, Graeme Irwin. And then we have the Americans, one of the best to ever do it, Ryan Villopoto. On the number 8 Husqvarna is the 2020 450 national champion, Zach Osborne. And finally, representing the red, white and blue, we have the fastest over 50 to ever live, the one and only Mr. Mike Brown. Do you feel like a vet, or do you still feel like a full-time racer?
I'm definitely not a full-time racer, like more like a vet, but something in between, I would say, at this point.
In terms of riding and prep for the event, have you done much? Have you ridden many two-strokes in preparation for this? When was the last time you rode? When's the last time you raced?
I rode last weekend about 5 laps in a little local race, but other than that, it's been 4 to 5 months since I've really rode. And a two-stroke, it's a 125 is the last time I rode a two-stroke, and that was the 125 Dream Race stuff. So it's been a while.
I'm getting older and the other riders are getting younger, especially Mel. He's like just turned 30, I think. He's like 3 or 4 generations younger than me. It's nice to be back at Foxhills. First time I've been here, I think, for 25 years.
Reigning champions team Northern Ireland won this event last year. Are you feeling the pressure coming into it?
Oh, of course, you know, because I mean the other 2 guys were on the team, and you know, we got to deliver, so it's down to me too, you know. But just being at this event and getting to ride for Team Northern Ireland and being a part of it is pretty special. It's you know, for the crowds already here on a Friday before the race, it's crazy. For sure, it's going to be the biggest off-road event, you know, of the year.
It's a strong lineup out there in the Nations class.
Yeah, it's like you said, my teammates are good, you know. Villopoto, you can't say much about him, and Zach. Yeah, if it's America's time to win, it has to be this weekend, or I don't think it's ever going to happen again. So, but no, Brad Anderson, Neville Bradshaw, there's going to be a handful of guys that's going to be winning motos, I think. I love competition. If I'm 4th or 5th or 1st, competition is what I'm here for. And like I said, I think here's getting a good gate pick is going to be the main thing for the weekend.
If we can go out and win as a team, if I can run around in 4th or 5th or 3rd, whatever it is, like I'm totally happy with that. You know, just have a good time. That's why I'm here.
Can't wait to get behind that gate and have a good ride with Villopoto and Brownie and all the other guys. But I'm racing obviously the Evo Open on a different bike because the age group. It'll be a bit of a warm-up, that race. But it's a bit close. It's the one before the team event, so hopefully it's not too much riding I'm doing and wearing myself out for the team race.
Racing's always been fun to me, but it doesn't make it fun if you don't win. So this weekend, I mean, I'm hoping that the team can do really well. As I say, I'm a lot older than some of the other guys, so I'm not going to win the team race, that I know. If I could just kind of place in the top 10 and the other guys can do a little bit better, I think we got a chance. Outside chance, we got a chance.
Yeah, I think England's strong with Mel and Brad and Kurt. You never know, like it's such a different thing riding these bikes than it is the modern bike, so you can't look at the teams and the names and kind of compare what they do normally.
You know, of course, yeah, you know, Mel Pocock, there's a little bit of rivalry from years ago. He was my practice buddy back in 2017 and 2018. As I said to him, whatever happens in the track stays in the track, you know, as long as we're still friends after, then it's all okay.
You've won the real Motocross Nations back in '94. I don't think there'll be a better guy to, hopefully, I don't want to show my bias in the video, but lead Team Great Britain to the top of the box at the end of the weekend.
Well, it'd be lovely. So, yeah, I mean, obviously that was the biggest day in my racing career in 1994. And let's see what we can recreate this weekend.
To say I can only go out there and do my best, and then obviously see how Mel does and Kurt. I know they'll put 110% in, and we want to try and get on that box. That's our goal. And
well, we can't wait. One of the greatest British champions we've ever seen against one of the greatest American champions we've ever seen. It's going to be a good weekend, isn't it?
I hope so, and hopefully we can just overtake them.
There we are. Brad, thanks very much, mate. Have a good weekend. Here we go then. It's time for race number 1 of the weekend for the nation's team race. Mel Pocock leads Ryan Villopoto and Neville Bradshaw onto the line. Who's going to grab the first hole shot of the weekend? The gates have dropped and we're about to find out. And it's Ryan Villopoto. RV grabs the hole shot. He's closely followed by his teammate Mike Brown, Neville Bradshaw, Brad Anderson and Mel Pocock right in the mix as well. But it's RV leading the way, looking supremely good on that Doc Wob built YZ250. Just listen to those fans go wild. This is awesome. And look how tight it is at the front. This is what we came to see. This is two-stroke motocross racing at its very best. RV still leads the way, but he's being hounded by his Team USA teammate, Downtown Mike Brown, chasing hard. Brad Anderson into third now. Look at this, 1, 2, 3. Neville Bradshaw in the mix too, as is Mel Pocock still. We're launching up the hill. RV still leads the way. And Mike Brown into the lead, so Mike Brown makes the move, takes over the lead and position from his teammate Ryan Villopoto. And Mel Pocock is in the third position now, chasing hard. And Pocock's into second. Pocock's making moves at Team GB. He makes a move on Ryan Villopoto to take over second position. A mistake from Mike Brown there, so it's close on this last lap of action. And Brad Anderson also makes a move on Ryan Villopoto to take over third position. But as the last lap draws to a close, it's going to be Downtown Mike Brown taking the win for Team USA.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking at first, sitting on the line. I haven't been behind a gate like that in years, so nervous, but then gate dropped and got a decent jump, but Neville was right next to me and ended up getting a wheel on me, but he left off pretty early and I was able to get around him and pull the whole shot, and then rode pretty well. Heart rate spiked up pretty high. I could feel Brownie there, actually everybody. So, and then about, I guess 2.5 laps in, I lost my rear brake. So at that point I was at the mercy of the bike, but it was good, man. It was fun. Yeah, the crowd was awesome, man. It's cool to see a race like this. It's not even a GP or a pro motocross race, have this many fans. It's nuts.
So the fans are ready for it. Are you ready for it? We're getting ready for race number 2 of the weekend here for the nation's team race. Who's going to come out the gates hot in this one? Will it be Mike Brown, Neville Bradshaw, or somebody else? Let's find out. And they're off. Who's going to grab the whole shot here then? Looks like a great jump for Mike Brown. Mel Pocock sneaking around the inside, so a great start for Mel Pocock. Graeme Irwin up in the mix as well this time, as is Bryan Mackenzie for Team Scotland. Elliott Banks-Browne also just ahead of Neville Bradshaw there. And not such a strong start for Ryan Villopoto this time. He came home 5th place in moto number 1, and he's going to have some work to do if he wants to climb that high in this moto. But it's Mike Brown leading the way, but here comes Mel Pocock diving up the inside to take over the race lead. Graeme Irwin sits in 3rd position for Team Northern Ireland. And here comes Brad Anderson making an aggressive move down the hill on Neville Bradshaw. So Ando up in the mix for Team GB now. Absolutely flying. Wild as ever is Brad Anderson. That's what the fans love to see. Just absolutely sending it around Foxhill here. What a showman. As ever is Brad Anderson. So he makes a move on Elliott Banks-Browne. But it's Mel Pocock leading the way, but here comes Mike Brown. Bryan Mackenzie in 3rd position, Graeme Irwin 4th, and then Brad Anderson. The fans cheering on the local boy, Mel Pocock. But he's been hounded by Mike Brown. Mike Brown is inevitable. Here he comes. Charging down the hill goes Mel Pocock. And right on his rear wheel is the number 7 Mike Brown, and just like that, Brownie is into the lead. Pocock 2nd, Anderson into 3rd now. Neville Bradshaw, 4 for Team Northern Ireland. Mike Browne leads the way. Is there anything anybody can do about downtown Mike Browne? He looks so good out there, solidifying his reputation as the fastest over 50 to ever live. Mel Pocock and Brad Anderson doing a stellar job for Team GB, going 2-3 in this moto and giving Team GB the lead heading into day 2. It's Mike Browne taking the win. Can anybody stop him tomorrow? Let's find out. Day 2 of the Vets Motocross Des Nations 2022 coming up next. So the sun is rising on another day here at Foxhill for day 2 of the 2022 Vets Motocross Des Nations. And in the Nations team race, there's only 1 point in it with 2 motos left to go. Currently, Team GB lead the way with a 1 point advantage over Team USA, but don't count out those Northern Irish lads. Gordon Crockard, Graeme Irwin and Neville Bradshaw are going to be in there mixing things up with the rest of the lads. It's going to be an epic day. It all comes down to this. So the riders are getting set for race number 3 of the weekend. Hearts are pumping, the revs are up, and the gates are down. Who's going to grab the whole shot? Looks like a flying start from Mel Pocock, but he goes down in the first turn. So it looks like it's the number 18 of Elliott Banks-Browne running away with things early in this one. He's being chased by Neville Bradshaw. Look at this, Zach Osborne up in the mix. Oh, look at Crockard throwing it around the turn there. And it's a CR500 drag race up the hill between Banks-Browne and Bradshaw. Elliott hangs on to it for now though. Bradshaw settles for second for the moment. And they drop into the valley for the first time. Elliott Banks-Browne leads the way then ahead of Neville Bradshaw. But Banks-Browne goes down, gifting the lead to Neville Bradshaw. And he's now being hunted by the Americans. Bryan Villopoto and Mike Browne in second and third positions. Zach Osborne in fourth as well. So Neville Bradshaw is going to have to complete the race of his life if he wants to hang on to this leading position, because he's got 2 of the best to ever do it right behind him. It's Bradshaw leading, Ryan Villopoto second, Mike Browne in third, close behind. Bradshaw looking supremely confident up front. Mike Browne into second position now. So Mike Browne on the hunt. He's looking for his 3rd race win of the weekend in the Nations class. Against his rival, Neville Bradshaw, his old rival from this event. Charging up the hill they go. Just listen to that YZ250 sing. Meanwhile, Team GB making moves. Both Mel Pocock and Brad Anderson making a pass on Zach Osborne into the valley then. So looking good for Team GB, making moves. Just a handful of laps to go. Bradshaw still leads a comfortable lead over Browne and Villopoto now. So looking good for Neville Bradshaw at the front of the pack. But 1 lap to go then. Brad Anderson has made the pass on Mel Pocock. He sits in 4th position now, and he's hunting, he's chasing Ryan Villopoto, one of the greatest of all time. 1 lap to go. What can Brad Anderson do here? He's closing. Look how close he is at the bottom of the hill. Ando is on the move. Look at this. A drag race up the hill. Wild as ever. Just listen to the crowd roar. There goes Brad. And Brad Anderson into 3rd position on the final lap then. What a race from Ando. But at the front of the field, it's your friend and mine, Neville Bradshaw, shaking the checkered flag for Team Northern Ireland.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty sick race. First race of the day. Managed to get a pretty good start. There's a bit of carnage in the first turn. I managed to stand the inside. And then Elliott was leading and crashed on the first lap. And then, yeah, just a nice race, you know. Managed to get into the lead, got like 3 or 4 seconds over. I think Villopoto was in second for most of it. And it was just nice to ride the 500 on your own, where you could just like let it eat up the hills and stuff, you know, instead of like protecting the corners and just try to knuckle down. I think Team Northern Ireland still in 3rd place, so if we can all three have another good ride, hopefully we can move a little bit further up.
For you, what makes this event so special? Why have you come back 6 times to race this event?
I think this event is absolutely the biggest vintage event in the world. It's prestigious, and I still like doing big events, and that's I don't race all the time now, but I do World Vet and Mammoth and Loretta's and stuff in the States, and this is the biggest event that we have in England for old people, so that's why I'm here.
The atmosphere is unreal. Like I tell everybody every year I go to, it's one of the biggest races I would ever do. You come to a vet race and so many spectators and people cheering and the bikes and the people, and just the atmosphere is nice.
In America, we don't have anything that's like this new. It's all like twin shock and proper vintage stuff. Whereas this is like modern bikes that I would have known from my childhood and stuff, which is really, really cool. I think it's an awesome thing and something we could really do with a bit more of in America. Like we don't have anything that's even remotely like this.
Coming to Europe and racing in front of the fans over here, it's way different than the States. The passion for two-wheel motorsports over here is substantially bigger than in the States. So it's always a good time to race in front of the crowd like that's going to show up this weekend.
No, that's it in this valley with the air horns, and for sure when I hear that, it's going to bring back memories from '97 and '99 for sure. And I'm looking forward to it. That's the main reason I'm here, for the crowd. Like it's unreal, the support they still give me from being here so many years, and it's like home for me. So one day, hopefully, I'll live here. I do like it a lot, so that's the goal.
So it all comes down to this: the 4th and final race of the weekend. Coming into it, Team USA have a slight advantage, and they know what they need to do. But the individual honours are still up for grabs. The gates have dropped for the final time here at Foxhill. Neville Bradshaw, Mel Pocock and Elliott Banks-Browne with his solid starts, but Brad Anderson around the outside. So as they re-emerge into the valley for the first time, it's Brad Anderson with a commanding race lead, giving the hometown fans something to cheer about. Then it's Banks-Browne and Bradshaw battling over 2nd and 3rd. But this looks like it's going to be the Ando show. Meanwhile, Mike Brown, he's got overtaken by Bryan Mackenzie, but Brownie and Villopoto, they know exactly what they need to do in order to gain team victory here. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, Brad Anderson is running away with things, giving the hometown fans something to cheer about. It's the last lap of action here at Foxhills, the last lap of the weekend, and Brad Anderson is on fire. The British Bulldog Brad Anderson dominates the world in Moto number 4. He takes the Moto victory. He takes the overall victory in this class. But it's going to be Team USA, Mike Brown, Zach Osborne and Ryan Villopoto taking victory in the Nations race and finding redemption for the red, white and blue. So that was genuinely one of the best weekends I've ever had at the motocross track. And I hope that this video caught that atmosphere and caught the action in the best way possible, so that you guys that weren't lucky enough to be there were able to experience it just as much as we were at the track, because it was absolutely epic. But I think it's safe to say that this event, the Vets Motocross Des Nations, wouldn't exist if it wasn't for a certain Mr. Dave Thorpe. So Dave King, the promoter of the event, started the race way back in 2009 when he wanted to get Dave Thorpe back on board his 1989 World Championship winning RC500. Fast forward to now and look at what the race has become. If you're a massive fan of Dave Thorpe just like I am, he's just released this new book where he talks about his career and winning 3 500cc World Championships. I'll put a link in the description down below where you can pick up a copy. And finally guys, I want to say a massive thanks to all of you viewers who saw me at the weekend at the track and came to say hello and just told us how much you enjoyed the videos. It's honestly given me such a boost in motivation to create more content and create the best content possible for you guys to watch. And trust me, I said it to a lot of you on the weekend, we've got a whole bunch of stuff coming from the Vets Motocross Des Nations 2022. We got this video, but we've got a ton more. I had friends in loads of races, so expect a ton more two-stroke content to come from the 2022 Vets Motocross Des Nations. Thanks for watching guys. As always, my name is Max. This is 999 Laser. Till next time, I'll see you at the track.